Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Live on iHeartRadio and the Smoke and Mirrors Network, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, we talk with the president.
Oh, no.
The king potentate.
Biff Phillips.
Yep.
Of the Classic Chevy Car Club. I drove the 2023 Chevy Silverado 3/4 ton. I'll give you my impression of it. We also have the Cruise In calendar coming up. Conrad has This Week in Auto History, and I'll have you more stories making automotive news headlines this week. It's all just ahead in this hour of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, let's look up this man's nose. His name is Biff Phillips. Biff, I did not know that your first name is really Greg.
Well, that's an alias, yes.
An alias.
Didn't they just have a congressional hearing on aliases? Oh, no, that was aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens. That's it. Well, I mean, Biff can be considered an alien. You know, it's good to see you, my friend, and talk to you, and hope all is well on your end.
Yeah, everything's going pretty good. It's just a little hot for cruises, but we're trying to survive that so we can go on some cruises and, get the club together again.
Is the AC working in the 55?
It is. It is.
Do you have vintage air in that thing?
I do. Vintage air, yes, sir.
So he has a beautiful 55, yellow and white.
210.
210, the two-door, and it is sweet.
It'd be a post, right?
Yeah, I think the 210 meant it was a post.
Biff, how long have you had that car?
I've had the car since I bought it in 1990. I worked at Mossy Oldsmobile, and a guy, I bought it from him and drove it for about 2 years. It was black with a black vinyl interior. And then 99, we decided to go ahead and take it apart and build it. So that took 12 years.
Well, that's
we don't want to rush these things.
Yeah, and not only that, but we know that project cars like that take some time because you don't have the time, generally speaking, to put all the hundreds of hours that it takes to take a car apart and completely redo it and put it back together.
Well, I didn't realize he worked at Mossy Oldsmobile in 1990. I was calling on Mossy as a field engineer.
You don't recognize Conrad, do you?
From the field engineering?
But I wasn't sure whether it was there, or in jail.
Yeah. Well, here, let me let you look at me from behind.
Oh, my God.
Geez.
Oh, here we go. I can tell that this is going south already, so to speak.
But, well, cool. So what's going on with Classic Chevrolet?
Well, wait, before we get to that, I want to know about the car. I want a little bit more detail on the car. So what kind of motors it got in it?
Well, I actually, when I bought it, it was a 350 4-bolt. And so we pulled it out and went through it, and it's a 383 stroker motor. 700-hour transmission, Ford 9-inch. It's mini tubbed.
All right.
And runs real good.
Yeah.
I just put injection on it. I thought about injection, and it really helped.
It did? What, reliability or
startability?
Well, yeah, and the mileage is better. I drove it to our last convention, Lone Star 40 in San Marcos in April, and it ran real good up there and back. And so
did Greg Enders have anything to do with any of the rebuild or the transfer from carbureted to injected?
Yeah, I bought his. He had a white pickup with that injection on it. He took it off, so I bought it from him and put it on my truck.
Did he help you?
Not at all.
Imagine that. When was the last time you talked to him?
Actually, it was. I talk about once a week.
Really?
He likes you more than he does Don. Don hadn't talked to him in a while.
I haven't talked to him in a while, nor have I seen him in a while. What is he doing?
Well, he had his shoulder operated on, and he's been recovering from that. And then he had COVID. He went to Tennessee a couple of weeks ago and came back with COVID. So he's he's in the house right now.
Well, you got to bring souvenirs back.
That's right. Now let's talk about the Classic Chevy Club. My gosh, I think that club has been around forever. Am I wrong?
We founded the club in 1989. That's when it was founded, and then we at that time there were a bunch of clubs in the state. There was Amarillo, San Angelo, Dallas, Austin, Corpus, and the Austin club. They started in 1979. So they're probably one of the oldest ones.
Now, are these all Tri-5 clubs or just classic Chevys?
Tri-5 clubs.
Tri-5s, okay.
Not many of
Huh?
There's not many of them left because,
everybody's dead.
Well, we've lost Fred Arnold and Pee Wee Bowen and a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well, it goes with the territory. I mean,
just age out.
Yeah, we age out, and it was my buddy Ross Putnam that had the 55 that I helped him wrench on back in high school, so I can relate. But back then, with the 55, the 56, and the 57, that's what we did in 1969. We worked on other guys' Tri-5 Chevys, and so we're all getting older, not newer. And that just kind of goes along with the territory. You got any new members, so to speak?
We've had a couple of people join, and the problem is that the kids nowadays aren't interested in the Tri-5s. They're interested in the rice burners and in the drifting and all that. So it's hard. They like to come to the shows and look at them, but it's hard for a kid to say, okay, I'm going to build a 55 and go drive it.
Well, why don't you take your 55 out and go drifting?
I've done that, but it was an accident.
Well, I will tell you that the one thing that I always remember about the 55, and I have not crawled around in one since high school, but there sure was a ton of room underneath the hood for a small block Chevrolet. Yeah, easy to work on.
And lots of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's, you can open the hood and get to anything on the engine. Today's cars is all plastic on top. You can't even see it.
Yeah.
But yes.
The simplicity of the time.
Yes.
So simple, they didn't even have an oil filter. You just put a roll of toilet paper in there.
Oh, Lord. I knew somebody that did that. And the toilet
wasn't the smartest thing to do.
No, it wasn't, because the toilet
you don't want to use Charmin. You want to use real stiff stuff.
Yeah, like the stuff that you'd steal out of the porta cans, right? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know, Don. I've never stolen toilet paper from a porta can. You have?
I don't know if I've stolen the toilet paper.
Or borrowed it?
We
but
turned,
you never returned
back
it.
in the day, we turned a few over. We never turned any over that had anybody in them, though. We never did that.
Blue Man Group.
The Blue Man Group.
So what's your next upcoming event, Biff?
Well, probably there's a club in town here called the Houston Area Chevy Club, and it's all sorts of Chevys. And we go cruising with them a lot of places. We'll make a run up to Brenham and have lunch. But I think the next biggest one, we're going to try to go to Fredericksburg like we used to do.
Would I be invited to that with my Chevy?
Bet. You bet. Yes.
Yeah, if that would be okay with you, could I tag along?
Yeah. We had our last Lone Star convention in April. That was 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Started by the Austin Club in 1974, 1983, excuse me. And so it was started there, and 40 years later, we ended it. So that was a lot of fun every year to get all the clubs around the state and out of state and just spend a weekend. And it was really a lot of fun.
Biff, what is your regular car that you use every day?
The Ford F-150 pickup.
Okay.
And my wife has a car, but I use my truck.
So are any of your members going to be in Georgetown tomorrow at the Tri-5 meet in off of Austin Avenue for Classic?
I don't think so. In Georgetown, it's just, we're old folk. It's too hot.
Yeah, true.
So you guys are troopers. I've seen you at places, and we're so spread out. That's the other part. Years ago, you could get anywhere in Houston in 30 minutes, and now with all the population boom, we've got people from Galveston to Brenham in our club.
Yeah, you can't get from 610 to Beltway 8 in 30 minutes.
Pretty much, that's right. By the way, you'll be interested to note, or maybe not, that I poked Stan Holt this week to say, hey, Stan, maybe we need to start talking about a Tailpipes and Tacos cruise in again. And he said, let me look at my calendar. So he's looking at his calendar, and I don't know how long it takes to look at the calendar, but we're hoping to get a date out of him for the next Tailpipes and Tacos. And I know that you always attend those events.
Well, yeah, and I came up with the name, so I feel kind of attached to it.
So it's your fault.
It's your fault, and so you need to poke Stan and say, hey, Stan, I know that Don reached out to you for a date.
Well, I texted him one time and said, Stan, I need to know what's going on because I've got people calling me towards the third Saturday saying, what are you going to do? And for Tailpipes and Tacos, a lot of people wanted to come, and at that time he was
Racing.
going over his schedule, and racing. So I said, well, just let me know when we're going to do it because I can put it out on Facebook.
Right.
And so that's all. He's the boss.
Yeah, I know. And so I'm at this point, I think that we're looking at maybe somewhere around the 1st of October. Certainly not in August.
Didn't
and
we?
Probably
We did Shirley
not
Muldowney in August when she came down. That was August. That was so hot.
Hot.
Yeah, she was melting.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Well, so is the car in the garage this morning?
Garage, it's in the garage, yes, sir. It'll be. I'll take it out this afternoon. I try to drive it once a week, just for an hour and a half or so. I call it therapy.
Well, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. You got to keep.
Is that therapy for you or for the car?
For me.
The car has already been through therapy and it's all well healed.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what do you do? Just change the oil once a year in the thing?
No, probably twice a year. I don't go past 3,000 miles without changing it.
Yeah.
So, and every day, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's funny because the Corvette, it usually is about a year, and I'll get a 3,000 miles on it, and I change it. It's an LS1 engine. It doesn't need to be changed at 3,000 miles, but I do it anyway.
Yeah.
In
Time's
3,000 miles, it's probably burned 2 quarts.
It has not. It doesn't burn any oil. What are you talking
Biff,
about?
do LS engines burn oil?
I have no idea.
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, mine doesn't, so mine's an anomaly.
You're a lucky young man.
Well, it only has 34,000 miles on it. Maybe that has something to do
and
with
I
it.
say young because I know we tend to pick on you about your age.
No, you tend to pick.
I tend to pick on you about your age. But do you know, this week, Mick Jagger turned 80.
Mm-hmm.
And what am I supposed to say about that?
He's older than you.
Shaboop.
Okay, fine.
It's like
Because you can't get no satisfaction.
I can't get no satisfaction.
That's because he
Thank you.
can't hold the magazine long enough. Biff, one of the things my wife asked
One-handed.
It's only one-handed.
my wife asked me who all was going to be on the show, and I was telling her a few things, and I said, and Biff's going to finally join us. And she said, Biff, the guy from Back to the Future? And I said, no, not that Biff. And she said, oh, never mind.
Biff, speaking of which, how in the world did you get the nickname of Biff?
okay. I had a buddy I worked with. His name was Ralph Singleton, great guy. And his nickname was Radar. And we worked together, and it seemed like everywhere I went to work, there was either a Greg or a Craig.
Yep.
So he said, and then we had a guy there, his name was Craig, and I was Greg. He said, I've got a buddy of mine, and his name is Bill Phillips, but his nickname is Biff. He said, I'm going to call you Biff and call him Craig. That was 1975. And
it stuck.
It's really, it's kind of a boring thing, but that's exactly how I got my name.
Just to differentiate you from the other guy.
Well, at least he didn't come up with it. Somebody else did.
Right.
That's good. I like it. I've never asked you that question. I didn't know the story.
No. That's all I ever knew was Biff.
I get that a lot, too. And people come by my car and yell out, like you said, Back to the Future, because they see the plate says Biff's 55. And I've been in parades, and they go, I tell them it's death of a salesman.
Nice. Biff, it's great to talk to you, my friend.
Hey, it's been fun. And looking forward to going back to Loopy's.
Yeah, I know. Tailpipes and tacos. Put the word out. And,
Best Tex-Mex in Texas.
We're gonna put the squeeze on Stan to come up with a date for us. We know that Ennis, the Texas Motorplex Fall Nationals, happens in October, so we got to work around that. But and there's also Halloween, needless to say. But
yeah,
we got hopefully we'll get something early in October. Biff, great to talk to you, my friend. Let's stay in touch, and we'll see you at the next Tailpipes and Tacos.
You bet. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. I did.
Thanks.
Too. It's always good to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. So laid back and a good car guy from way back.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, why don't we do the cruise in calendar, speaking of Tailpipes and Tacos?
Saturday, this afternoon, starting at 11 to 3 p.m. is Saturday at the Ranch Harley-Davidson in College Station, and it's an open cruise-in.
For cars or motorcycles?
Cars and motorcycles. Tonight, 5 to 10 p.m. is Nifty 50s up in the Woodlands. Also tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. is Meet and Ride muscle cars at Cox Road in Conroe. It's an open cruise, and they're going to cruise over to Nifty 50s. Hot Nights and Cool Tunes at Douglas Street and Alamo Street in Brenham, Texas, to cruise in with open parking starting at 6:30 p.m. And then summer cruise in at 3 Acres Food Truck Park in Santa Fe, Texas, is tonight at 6 to 9. Camaros of Houston cruise to Lake Livingston kicks off tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And they're going to leave from the Cinemark at Valley Ranch Parkway in New Caney, which is basically the intersection of Beltway 8 and 59, 69, whatever they call that road today.
Gotcha.
East Tex Freeway.
Cars and Cocktails at Little Woodrow's starts tomorrow at 11 to 3 p.m., and that's off of Timbertech Avenue in Tomball. H-Town Summer Slab and Bike Fest at 13310 Cullen Boulevard in Houston. And that's
310.
That would be 13.
310.
310.
Yeah, correct. And that's
Well, you were correcting Mars earlier, so now it's your turn.
Obsidian.
Oh, what did you say, Mars? It wasn't Obsidian.
Obesity.
I'm busy working with David Ainsley here at the moment.
So
our
All
engineer.
right.
And then, like I mentioned to Biff, is tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. in Georgetown, Texas, is the Tri-5 meet, and that's at 501 South Austin. And then out there in Beaumont, tomorrow, starting at 5 p.m., is the Shitbox Cruisers meet and greet at Texas First Bank in Beaumont, Texas.
We can't say that on the air.
We're not supposed to
We
do
need
that.
to scratch the name of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't cut it.
The poop box.
Yeah.
Okay,
Whatever.
whatever. But the other one doesn't work.
I didn't name their
I
club.
didn't say
Well, we
that
don't
you
have to
did, but we don't have to
broadcast.
say it.
Okay. But that's Beaumont. Why don't you go by Mike and say hi?
Yeah, no, better yet, get him to change the name of the car club.
Yeah, so we could talk about him.
Yeah, well, that's not anymore. Okay.
That's it. Back to you, Don.
Thank you so much. Time now for this hour's car review. The 2024.
Jeffrey's got.
I got it out of order for some reason. Never mind. Go ahead. I'll get it.
Do I need to wait for you or something?
No.
Okay.
I'll get it.
Time now for this hour's car review, the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 2500. Or, to us laymen, it would be a 3/4-ton pickup truck. Stop. Available trim levels on this is the work truck or the WT, the custom, the LT, the LTZ, and the high country. The reviewed trim level for this week is the LTZ 4-wheel drive crew cab with the diesel engine. 3/4-ton pickup truck. So there are no mileage ratings for this because it doesn't fall into that category. And I don't know who came up with that. Might have been fine, 20 years ago, but it's not fine today. Give us the dang. And I will. I'll give you what I got on it. How many passengers? 5, including the driver. Exterior changes from last model year. It gets a complete refresh this year, starting with the grille. The air intake is now located on the leading edge of the front lip of the hood, or the bonnet, as some people will say.
And it's needed to get rid of some of that temperature under the hood.
And it's hot. Much better looking grille with attractive lighting up front. Toe steps on either side of the rear bumper. I think it's a fabulous idea, and every pickup truck ought to have them. Also, this one had the optional multi-flex tailgate on it as well. And if you're going to buy any kind of a General Motors truck, either the GMC or the Chevrolet, spend the extra $500 for the tailgate. It's well worth it. Attractive aluminum wheel options depending on the trim level. And it also has, this one, an optional fifth wheel connection in the bed. Now, the actual fifth wheel itself is not in there, but it has plugged holes drilled in the bed to go into the frame, so it makes it very easy to take those
fifth wheel unit in.
That's exactly right.
That's smart.
It is. It's an option, clearly. What I liked about it, the tough look of this. It looks so much better than the outgoing model. What could use improvement? Bigger, fatter tire options to fill the wheel wells. And don't tell me we put dualies on it, because look, the dually thing,
if you're pulling a heavy fifth wheel, there's a reason for a dually.
Traction.
Other than that, there's no reason for a dually.
Correct. It doesn't make any difference. Believe me, a single rear wheel back there works just fine. Interior highlights, easy to find and use the controls on the dash. It's 747 looking.
You like that screen that's on it?
I do. Yeah, it's big. New integrated infotainment screen in the center dash with wood accents around it. Of course, this is one down from the very tip-top level of the high country. The instrument cluster is configurable in this. All of these American-made trucks really have stepped up to the plate and done a wonderful job. Remember, trucks used to be just so plain and nothing to them. Steel dashboards and very minimal gauges.
Well, they were purpose-built.
And the gas tank mounted behind the front seat.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense, didn't it? Rear seat room, massive, with storage under the seat cushion back there. What I liked about it, let's see, if they would move the gear shift, I would like that they move the gear shift off of the center console and move it up on the column. Because it takes so much room down there. Give me the phone charger. Give me cup holders. Give me other stuff down here. I don't need the gear shift down there.
Or like Ram does with the rotary
Which is
dial
brilliant,
on the
up on the
dash.
dash. It's brilliant, yeah. What could use improvement? How about a knob on the dash like Ram? That's what I wrote.
There you go.
The engine is a 6.6-liter V8 turbo diesel. Are we keeping
It's
you
a
up?
stump puller.
It is a stump puller. 470 horsepower, but 975 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot. Transmission, 10-speed automatic. Tow rating is 2,000 pounds.
Well, remember,
I'm sorry, 20,000 pounds. But the fifth wheel only adds 1,500 pounds to the tow rating.
That transmission's a 10-speed Allison.
Correct.
Huge difference versus the turbo hydromatic. That 10-speed Allison is virtually bulletproof.
A stump puller, as you call it. It has a 36-gallon fuel tank. I got
Wow.
15.4 miles per gallon over 297.1 miles.
That's pretty good for a 3/4 ton truck.
What I liked about it, the gruntiness of the motor.
The gruntiness.
Try spelling that.
MOTOR.
Thank you. What could use improvement? A kitchen sink somewhere. Ride and handling, it's all about capability. So if you don't pull something or you don't have a big load in the bed, it's stiff, period. What could use improvement? An air suspension option.
Raise and lower it.
Well,
Raise
not
and
only
lower
that,
it.
but the ride.
The ride.
That seems to be the go-to.
What?
The suspension, the ride suspension, or the
Well, there is no
electronic way.
There is no option on that. Base trim price $61,200. Prices tested $83,545.
$22,000.
And options.
Yeah.
Base model price $46,900. Good luck in trying to find that'd be the work truck. $46,900.
That's the white one with the paint that's going to peel 5 years from now.
I didn't say that.
I did.
Competitors to this vehicle in base size and price: Ford, $45,000 for their 3/4 ton. Remember, this one is $46,900. The Ram is $52,000 starting, and the GMC is $80,000 starting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little price variance
because
there.
because they don't have those lower trim levels.
Oh,
there.
yeah,
They don't do
yeah.
a work truck.
You start at a higher level.
Yep.
Yeah, and at a higher level.
Yeah.
And that is my review of the Chevy Silverado 2500.
Speaking about high level, look who's up next.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're looking forward to talking to Randy Borcherding at Penthouse.
Now you're going to have to explain that to us.
No,
No,
you
you're
are.
going to have to explain it to him.
The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show
He
is
didn't
available
misspell it for us,
24/7
you
through
did.
the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcast at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets.
And
The
now we're
In-Wheel
on the
Time
App
Car
Store.
Talk Show continues right after this quick break. Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6 or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In-Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.